Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Dimir 49, which is a black and blue deck. Don't take a look at the red card in here. That has supposedly a 49% chance of winning. I gotta tell you, I played it a couple times so far, and it's done better than 49%. If that sounds good to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, and remember, you can trust me. I am a trained professional. Doctor, you can't suck it. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta, called Dimir. That's what they called it, Dimir, with a 49% win rate. So I thought, I'm not usually one for under 50 win rates, but I gotta say, everything about this deck looked pretty interesting. I'm not, I've played synthesizer decks. I like them quite a bit, but sometimes it feels hard to get the synthesizer. So I'm really hoping that this deck will come together and then it's going to be a decent deck, and altogether it's going to be awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got? We got, let's talk about Simulacrum Synthesizer. The deal is you put it out, let's just scry a little bit, but then whenever you put another artifact out with a mana value of 3 or greater, you create a 0/0 construct that gets, this token gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So it doesn't have any popo counters on it, but it's equal to the number of artifacts you control, and it itself is an artifact, so therefore, and this is an artifact, so you'll have at least 2 2s, at least, when you put the first guy out. All right, so let's say that. We got the Enigma Jewel. Whatever. It's not a 3/3, so that's not going to help. It is an artifact, so it will pump up the Simulacrum when it gets out. Plus, it gives you 2 mana to spend as in to activate abilities, but they're going to be colorless. Do we have the ability to do something that's colorless later on? Yeah, Repurposing Bay. All right, Grim Bauble. When it comes out, -2, -2. So it got a little bit of control, and you can sacrifice it to Surveil 2 if you're desperate. Otherwise, it helps to pump up your synthesizer dudes in the long run. Oaken, this guy is an artifact creature. So he's a robot. He's a robot, everybody, or looks like a statue of a sort. Possibly wood. Flying Vigilance, and you could use it to cast artifact spells or activate artifact sources. So it got a little bit of mana ramp for artifacts in it, as well as being an artifact, so it helps to tie the whole thing together. Artifact Tribal for the win. Tithing Blade, also below 3. So none of this stuff is triggering off the Simulacrum Synthesizer. But this one will force your opponent to sacrifice a creature and count towards being, pumping up that guy. Repurposing Bay. This card is super cool. Pay 2, which way you sacrifice something like a Tithing Blade, and you get to go and pull something out of your library and put it directly into the battlefield that is 3, like the synthesizer. That's what you get to do. So this guy gets to turn these cards into these cards, and that is fantastic. All right, what do we got? Pactdoll Terror. Whenever this creature or another artifact creature enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. I can deal with that. That's a little bit of life gain. That's time on your side. Plus, it'll pump up these guys and cause the simulator to pop out some bebes. The Boommobile. We're going to have red mana for someplace, which we don't have. We got Radiant Lotus and Oaken Siren to help out that. This guy comes out and it's for 4, so it'll trigger off the Simulacrum. And when it enters, you get 4 mana of any one color, so you can play something else potentially. Oh, but only to activate abilities. That's weird. I don't know what the heck this is for, really. Anyways, Memory Guardian's got affinity for artifacts. It's great. It'll come out. You can play it for way cheap, potentially, possibly even just 1. Still, it triggers enough to kick this guy off. Plus, you got a 3/4 flying guy. What does this guy do? It costs 6 to put out. When this enters, you may search your library for an artifact and reveal it. Put it onto the battlefield with mana of 2 or less. Otherwise, put it in your hand. So you can go looking for all of these things if you wanted to do that. If you get the others, you just put it into your hand. So it's a little bit of something to go help you get stuff. Plus, it'll trigger off the Simulacrum. Radiant Lotus is a 6, which will trigger this thing off. Plus, you can start sacrificing artifacts to it to make this thing put out a ton of mana, which I guess is a way of pumping into the Boommobile to do a truckload of damage to any target. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. And lastly, Demonic Junker comes out. You got to pay 7 for it, except for you got affinity for artifacts. When it comes out, for each player, destroy up to 1 target creature that player controls. If you controlled one of them, if a creature control was destroyed this way, put 2 Popo counters on this vehicle. Oh, great. You get up to 6/5 then. All right, whatever. It is something a lot like the Tithing Blade, but it's directed. And you can play it for cheap. All right, other than that, we have a nice collection of lands. Yeah, so what are we going to do with this deck? Well, we're going to control the board. We're going to get up to 3, start trying to put out synthesizers. If that doesn't work, get out Repurposing Bay. Use Repurposing Bay to repurpose these guys. Well, if you need to, these guys into these guys, and then these guys into this guy. And you start dropping big stuff as much as you can, getting out a bunch of dudes and destroying everybody's ability to continue to exist. That's it. That's the deck. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of our hearts, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, pin against the truth. Yeah, the truth sucks. One, two, three. This could go get me a synthesizer, so that's good. It's a nice hand. A little bit of control at the beginning. Drop into whatever gets you what you need. It's a little slow, but still the control at the beginning should be pretty decent. Hey, Cubert, there you go. I saw you give me the side eye saying you wanted to get some energon there, so eat up. That water does not look delicious. It looks kind of gooey. Almost like it's got gelatin in it or something, or oil. It's as though it's completely artificial. All right, the truth, man. I think we're waiting on you. All right, nothing to kill this turn, so we could wait. Looks like he wants to spell some hasty guys. Boing. All right, we got to kind of do Tithing Blade on the next turn. Cool, Enigma Jewel is exactly what we need for this situation. The question is like, do we really hate his guy so much that we want to go for just killing it next turn? He's really going to start killing artifacts, huh? Or he's just interested in what I have. Yes, you're touching stuff a little too much. That's what's known as being handsy. Most polite societies, it's considered not good to be handsy. Ooh, you're running out of cards. Good for you. I kind of wanted that one. All right, Simulacrum. Sure. He's just pinging me for little tiny dudes at a time. Gotta start laying down the beef is what I gotta do. Beef supreme. All right, well, let's keep 2 dudes off me, or at least 1. Depends whether he's willing to sacrifice to come at my throat. You got a pump? Dude, just do it. All right, well, you know what? You're going to do 3 points of damage. Congratulations. All right, some more guys. Mana would be really nice. Sure, that's cool. We can go for a kill on this one. Dang it. Convinced me to do nothing. All right, chump away, Chumpenstein. See, he's got nothing, so I'm hoping he doesn't really draw anything this turn that's all that disastrous. All right, down to 12. The question is, can he kill me in this one turn? What's that magic card you got? Down to 6. Down. Okay, there we go. You're out of it. And we win. In your face, Duffy Moon. Victory. All right, playing against SuperGoose. All right, Fox, you can stick around. You guys are not that annoying. We gotta wait till 3, but I don't have any third mana right now. Still not great. Everything's too expensive. Come on, we need a mana. Come on, third mana. There we go. Bobblehead. Let's grab the mana. Smack. All right, we got some guys. We can actually defend for a second here. Everything is affordable suddenly. We're down to 8. We're not doing too hot. Those things are 3s. That's bad. Let's just throw this guy out 4. And we got a single guy out. Let's next to combat. Let's leave 2 guys back just in case. Now, this thing crew 2, I don't really care that much. Thinks he can get rid of a creature. I'll look at this one again just to point it out as something. Ooh, man, yeah, that is really great. Don't take the Simulacrum. Don't take the Simulacrum. Come on, be stupid. There we go. All right, can we do lots of things now? What is this thing? Got Ward 2? Sure, let's just do it. Oh, look at that. We're cool. Boom, boom, boom. Down to 3. All right, is that it for us? Can we survive? Is he going to wipe the board? And we wish a good G. And let's just go let it happen. Boink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 39. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. All right, playing against Timmy, 69. Timmy. All right, we need a 3rd mana. All right, come on, Timmy. Let's do this. And we're not getting that 3rd mana that we need so badly. Put the Jewel out, but that only works for activations. Oh, we just got to get our 3rd mana here. That will do it. All right, yeah, that's a good way to go. What are you doing, Bouncy Bouncerton? All right, we got a guy and we got another guy, which allows us to put out another guy. All right, 2 flying. They're all beefy. Beef Supreme. All right, I just hope that I can pull some more artifacts of beefy types. That would be very nice. Really, you're gonna come at me, huh? And we win! Suck it, suckerfish! Suck it! And we're playing against Schmutz. Oh, that was travesty. I was trying to get myself over to the Darkslick Shores. My clicky finger was clicking too much. And we're done. Nothing for us to tithe. All right, I got to do it. Hopefully he doesn't have... There we go. That was beautiful. Oh, I don't even know what this thing is here. Let's just push this off for a little while. We're not going to have enough mana for that. Let's just let it go. Excellent. He's not having any counter spells, and that's good for us. I think we can afford not to have any more mana. The thing is he could try to wipe the board. That's the worst part. Yeah, good for us. There we go. All right, let's put out a dude. Let's put out another dude. I'm going to hold back a little bit. Half your life right there. All right, you got 1 turn, babykins. 1 turn. Don't wipe the board. Possibly I dropped too many guys. It would be nice if I would have kept one of the flying guys back. He seems to be going after weird things. There we go. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! All right, we were playing against Jexer 105. That was a lot of mana. So I do like bears. You can go ahead and hang out there. They like to wave. They're very jolly. All right, let's blue up. Get out an Enigma Jewel. I just got hope we pull something other than lands. I got too much lands. I got too much land. Locus of Enlightenment, that is weird. All right, so we just got to pay what, 9 for it? Craft with 4 more non-lands with activated abilities. Weird. Yeah, Bear, I know where you're coming from. That belly is itchy. You got black. And you're not playing discard, which is very strange. He touched all my stuff. He's a stuff toucher. Tell you what, I probably... Yeah, I do need it. Let's just do it. It's fine. It's fine. We're totally cool. Everything's fine. All right, let's choke back on the land. This guy is an artifact. Let's keep him. All right, we're going to be dropping things like they're hot. Fourth mana is always a good thing. Kind of need it for the Pactdoll, so I guess, yeah, I need to put it out. All right, giving you some targets, some people to kill. And we win! In your face, Charlie Branu. Victory! All right, playing against Too Clue for you. Too cool for you. There you go. 1, 2, 3. We got a nice bunch of stuff. Ooh, we just go pick a land. This always kills me. I kind of slow. It slows down the first turn. All right, Tithing Blade is a great turn 2 drop, depending on what he puts out next. Especially because it's not going to help out Simulacrum at all. And we're done. It's a spider monkey. Cool. I'm good with all that. It is the same thing. All right, we're playing a mirror match. Hopefully I can go faster than this guy. All right, so I got 2 of them out. Demonic Junker is probably a great way to go. Let's drop it. Might as well waste that last bit of mana. And take it in. All right, hopefully because we got 2 Simulacrums, we'll be going faster than this guy. I'm going to snag something. I'm going to grab one of my Simulacrums. That's not great. Go get another. Probably a really good idea. Up, down. I need something that's worth 2, though. That's my problem. I didn't think about what I was doing. Dang it. Well, let's do it this way. Nuke it. And nuke it. And GG, Jigglesmith. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Goes the room. Victory. And here we are with Dimir 49. Dimir 49. And I thought it was a great deck. You know, usually I stay away from stuff with that low of a win rate because it's under 50. But yet this deck felt right. The other thing is for being a synthesizer deck, this deck did a really good job of being different. The way it was different, I guess it was Repurposing Bay. I've played with it before, but like for some reason it really kicked in with this particular deck. The idea that if you want to get a Tithing Blade, you can kill yourself with an Enigma Jewel or a Grim Bauble, that gets you that. Which if you kill one of those will get you into that. So it's like just trading up constantly. The one card I don't understand is Boommobile. It doesn't seem like it provides all that much great stuff. Plus, our ability to actually put it out is really, really hindered. But whatever. Someone decided to put it in there. I decided to play it. It wasn't, I mean, it was something good to throw away when they started forcing me to discard stuff. So we deal with what we got to do. Maybe you understand why Boommobile is in here. I don't. We don't even have any red mana. So we're having to use things like the Oaken Siren and Radiant Lotus to be able to get it, to be able to pay for it. This vehicle does X damage to any target, put a Popo counter on it. I mean, sure, it's direct damage, but it's only one time. One time, that's all you got to do it for. One time. Whatevs. It almost seems like a mistake as a single red card in there. I don't understand it. You could easily get rid of it and do something else with it. All right, let's see. What was the MVP? Who was the MVP of this deck? I'm going to tell you, it was Repurposing Bay. Repurposing Bay was where all the value was at. It showed up a lot, despite the fact there's only 4 in. I just got this card all the time. And we were able to upgrade cards like crazy. The only thing is that you're locked in. It's not, you search life for a card with a mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice one. So you start doing like big ones, it's like, nah, it's not coming back. So you have to pick on the little ones to get to the guys that you actually want. Anything beyond that, it wasn't really worth keeping. These guys, Memory Guardians, are pretty sweet. The Demonic Junker is really great because they had the affinity for artifacts. If anything, this deck, I probably should call it like Affinity Synthesizer. That's probably what we'll end up calling it. All right, so anyways, Repurposing Bay, you are today's MVP. Congratulations, you were going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? Let me pull up my stats here. We ended up with a 60% win rate. We did way better than what that 49 forecasted it as. I thought it was great, 60%. I mean, yeah, sometimes I took it. Mostly it was that I was going up against something aggro, or like this deck decided that it just wasn't going to get the right cards in the right order. It usually does a good job of, like, Repurposing Bay does a great job of going to get what you need when you need it. But sometimes things don't quite come exactly the way you want. That's why it's a little hard to climb the ladder with it, but I thought it did fine. I mean, altogether, it was definitely in like the premium mythic kind of deck. I would play this quite a bit. So I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a good deck. I definitely think it would be considered competitive enough to play with. All right, number 2, was this deck fun? Yeah, I did. I liked it quite a bit because One of the things you play Simulacrum Synthesizer is a lot of times it doesn't show up. And then your rest of your deck's got to do what the deck's got to do on its own. This deck has a nice amount of control in it. We got some flying guys. We got some life-sucking guys. Affinity. So altogether, the amount of control, I think, makes it good. Plus, the Repurposing Bay's ability to go and just get what you want out of your graveyard, out of your library. Yeah, you can get to those synthesizers. It was never a problem. I like the way it equalizes the way the deck worked. If anything, I just thought that the upper level stuff, the Radiant Lotus, the Guided Pathmaker, and the Boommobile were weird cards, and that we could probably get more low-end cards and it'd be a lot better. So this has got some fat in it from my perspective, but whatever, 60% is good. I guess we could do better. We could do better with it, something like that. But it was a fun deck to play. Lastly, was this deck interesting? At this point, it's like you're playing a synthesizer deck. Is it really interesting? I've seen affinity synthesizer decks before, but usually those are going to be more of like a Azorius. In this case, we're playing Dimir. It was black and blue, and it felt kind of weird playing it, but it felt good. It's like it's not what is the best deck, but it's the best deck for you. I'm not usually a Dimir guy, but yet this deck really kind of floated my boat, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to say this was an interesting take on Affinity Synthesizer deck. I thought it was good. I liked it. I thought it came together very well, and it felt decent to play. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yeah, enough. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was this deck interesting? Enough. So I'm going to give this deck a straight A, just because it's getting late in the thing. It is essentially just a synthesizer deck with affinity, but still, it tipped the charts, man. It was pretty freaking decent. So this is going to be a straight A deck, and if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.